Hey guys, I'm Mihir Joshi and welcome once again to another episode of the MJ Show. Now, I've got a band that I'm going to be talking with right now that I'm super duper excited about. They've got some incredible songs. I've been listening to their music not just today but for a fairly long time now, for about a couple of weeks, and I'm really digging their music. But before I get the band on, I want to actually apologize to my last guest because the most heartbreaking thing just happened right now. Guys, if there is some technology that you can figure out in which you can bring back that last 1 hour and give it to me on video, I would love it, because कुछ तो हुआ, Instagram hang हुआ, कुछ तो गड़बड़ हुआ, and I was not able to save my conversation with Priya Saraiya. And I think it was such an incredible episode. We spoke for over 50 minutes and she sang such fantastic songs. So firstly, Priya, if you're still whenever you see this, or if you do land up watching it right now, I want to say sorry that we could not, I could not save it. I will freaking fuck Instagram. But anyhow, not fuck Instagram. Instagram's nice. Whatever, technology, internet, whatever it is. Sorry that shit happened. And here's my promise. Let me get you back on the show sometime soon. We'll talk about some of the things we spoke about today as well. Thoda repeat kar denge so that people will get to watch it again. Hopefully we'll do that when the lockdown is over and you can be sitting side by side and we can be talking about your music and about your journey and about all the beautiful songs that you spoke about. Man, I feel so terrible right now. But let's get professional mode on, and let's imagine that we've just started off. This is the first episode for today. And like I said, I am super excited because this band that we're going to be talking to right now, that you got to get to find out a little bit more about, they're doing some incredible stuff right now. So let me, without any more delay, member of the band up here with me. I believe the first person joining me is going to be Stuart. So Stuart is, yes, hey Stuart, how are you doing, man?
Hey, me. How are
Good.
you, man?
I'm doing good. Good to have you on the MJ show. And firstly, before we talk about you, I got to tell you on behalf of everybody watching right now, I love what you guys are doing. The Yellow Diary is such an amazing band. I love all the songs that you guys have put out so far, and full love and respect to everybody in the band. And it's great that you and I are starting off this conversation, because I just realized when we were talking earlier today that we've known each other for a very long time now, man. Like almost
Yeah,
a
man. I
decade.
flashback trauma just thinking about it.
So,
Over a
from
decade at
oh,
least.
yeah, over a decade easily, because I remember
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
when I had my first band, and you guys, something relevant back then was active, and we bumped into each other at gigs and things like that. It was like a
yeah.
very different time. So tell me about your journey with the Yellow Diary. How did this begin for you? How did you become a part of this band?
It was quite a serendipitous thing, actually. So around when the band was forming, I mean, I'll tell you the story from the beginning. Like, I feel like it wouldn't do justice without like knowing about Raja and meeting Himonshu. And then they were actually supposed to do a track together with someone else. They clicked. They started writing together. They wrote Mars. They needed a guitar player, so they got Weber on board. Weber was actually in a conference room as in IT consultant mode when he got the call. Yeah. And then he was like, "Sure, I'll come track guitars," and he slammed it. And I feel like there was a tipping point when Weber started tweeting and sharing the song, and then it got really like all the heroes retweeted it. Raghu Dikshit, Vishal Dadlani, um, Blackstrat Blues. I mean, Warren Mendonça. I
Warren,
mean,
yeah.
like, so nuts, and the response was amazing. So they were like, "Let's take this live," and they called Sahil, because Sahil and Himonshu have known each other for at least 15 years, at least. And Sahil and I were playing drums together at the time. Sahil and I had met through, the circle is, man. It's like the indie scene is just like webs. So Sahil and I were playing with Johan, Marshall, and the Mischief, and then we actually started playing like, like I don't know, jazz, African jazz, Fela Kuti, like that kind of music for some time. And then Sahil got the call from Himonshu, and he was like, "Dude, I know the perfect bass player." So he called me, and I was like, I was just getting out of a breakup with a band. So I was like a little bit weary, I was like, "Oh no, what if I'm like in another, like a situation?" So I was like, "Let me listen to the music." I heard the music; it was amazing. It blew my mind, and I was like, "I'm in." And I feel like, I mean, even now I tell these boys that I feel like, we could be really big. And I've been saying this since we were like playing shows with like 10 people in the audience, 15 people in the audience. And now we're
No,
playing to
man,
like much larger audiences.
it's really cool. I've seen some of your videos online, and you've been playing to massive audiences now, and it's really because of the incredible music that the band has made over. How long has the band been active now? How many years has it been?
I think it'll be 4 years this year.
4 years. So in that you've released two
Yeah.
EPs and a couple of singles, right?
Yeah.
Which is really really
We've
cool.
been
So
busy. Actually, we have a lot more music in that we've written. And we always go to our label, Sony Music, who've been amazing with us. And they've been really patient and they've like really pushed. Great partners to have. But we always go to them with like at least 15 songs. And they're like, when would be the right time to release this? And then they come back to us and be like, we like that. But we're like, but we want to put all of this out. They're like, that one. Just that one. And we'll push it, guys. We'll push it hard. And we're like, okay, you guys know what you're doing. And it's, I mean, they do know what they're doing. So
yeah,
we're happy. We're happy. It's
no,
been
but it's
three
a
years with Sony.
no, it's a great strategy because in today's world, you're no longer in that space where you put out an album with 9 or 10 songs, and then you expect that okay, maybe two of them will be big hits, and then you go and perform the album, and everybody's waiting for those two big hits. You'd much rather put out one song at a time, make that song big, so that every song that you perform on stage is something that people are anticipating for some reason or the other. And I think that strategy has worked out really well for you because every song of yours is individually fantastic as well. Like you said, from the first song which you guys put out, Mars, to Rab Rakha, and the version that you guys did with Akasa as well, Dhoonti
Yeah.
Pura, which fantastic. I had her on the show a few days ago, and she spoke about that. She gave a lot of love to the entire band, and she sang a little
She's
bit of the
amazing.
yeah, she sang a little bit of that on the show as well. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting Rajan to sing that his version of it when I chat with him. But okay, if I had to ask you right now, and it's like picking one of your babies, which is your favorite song to perform on stage from the set?
I feel like there are some unreleased songs that are just so like, like they're just like heavy, they're heavy, like almost like all rock metal almost. But I can't pick. But like live, there are these moments where like songs like Sarab and Co, which haven't been released yet, are just the most fun to play. Sarab has this massive, like huge solo, this guitar solo that Pani kills. He kills. It's too good. It's too good. Like
That's
and it's
fantastic,
like it's
man.
arranged for live though. It's arranged for live.
Oh,
Like
that's really
certain perform. So like some songs are songs by themselves, and once we release them on the record, then we play them live like that. Some songs we kind of have extended live versions, and Sarab is a pure live song. It's like it's written
so. You,
for the moments to like just go with the pyro on the side, like, and it's like fire everywhere. It's not without burning people.
you,
Safe.
I love that, and I want to show everybody something. I checked it out. I'm going to flip the screen, and you're going to see something that I was doing
Okay,
today.
okay.
I made a YouTube music
Oh, the
playlist
music
of
video of
all
Rab
of.
Rakha. Nice.
So I was
That's
watching Rab Rakha, but let me take you closer to the screen where you can see the entire all the songs by the Yellow Diary, which are over here. There you go.
oh wow. Is it
So I've
a
been
video
listening to
playlist?
this since
What is this?
since morning. That's the playlist. It's kinda in the chronological order. Also, I think almost there. I
Oh,
think. So there you go. You can see that, and for
oh, you
everybody
have
watching
Sada
right now,
also. Nice. That is
yeah. So
killer, man. That is a gem.
Yeah,
Like
so for
that.
everybody watching right now, I'm going to give you a link to all of their songs tomorrow when this video goes up. Please, God, do not let this video also get destroyed because of internet stupidities. But hopefully, it will not. So far, nothing else has. For whatever
Oh
reason,
yeah,
the last video.
about that. I think I know what went wrong. So there's like a 50, like an hour limit. If
Yeah.
you exceed the hour limit, you can't save it, right? You know this,
No,
right?
no, no, no. I know that. So before
Oh, okay.
50, before 60, I get a timer and I've actually ended an episode at when 4 seconds were to go. So, but even then, it just shuts it down, but you can still save it to story. Something happened, my phone froze and I just could not do anything. And when I went back, Instagram was like refreshed. Anyhow, I'm sure this won't happen with us. So for everybody watching, I'm going to give you a link to all of their songs. Go and subscribe to, well, follow Yellow Diary on Instagram, but you
Instagram is
can
the
check out
best.
all of
We're
their
most
songs on the
active there.
Sony Music YouTube channel. So subscribe to Sony Music and figure out a way so that every time a Yellow Diary song drops, you guys get to know
Yeah.
that instantly. But listen,
Actually, Sada and Bawri Chori are on our
or on the Yellow
YouTube.
Diary,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
We
Yellow
haven't
Diary
released those
YouTube
with
channel.
Sony. Yeah.
Right, before you release them. So, I'll give you guys a link to their channel as well. So go and subscribe to them. But listen, I've got 4 more band members to talk to.
Yeah, let's
Stuart,
do this. Let's get the
yeah,
next one
I had
on.
a great time chatting with you, but let's get the next person on. Who am I
Yeah,
talking to
man.
next? Who's coming up next?
I think it's Himonshu.
Let's get Himanshu on. So
Where is
Himanshu
he?
is going to be with me in just a second. I'm going to get Stuart. Or Stuart, take care of yourself, Stu. I'll see you soon.
Lovely chatting with you, Mir. See you soon. All
Lovely
the
chatting with
best.
you too, man. I'm looking forward to watching the band perform live sometime soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing your band. I
Me
mean,
too.
to doing those 2 songs that you just spoke about as well. But let's get Himanshu on now.
All right, man. Ciao.
Bye. So while Himanshu comes on, I think he's getting ready. Tanmay says, Monshu, yes, he's coming up right away. Kea says, I love your songs, especially Mars. Guys, tell me your favorite songs by the Yellow Diary. Put it down. Samruddhi Mande, if I got that right, hopefully. Says Rab Rakha se yaad aaya, Stuart, you can act so well. He can, right? In the music video, he's done a great job. And well, as is the entire band. We're going to talk about the music videos in just a little bit because holy shit, man, they make some fantastic music videos. And let's get Himanshu on. I'm adding him on into the conversation. Let's see if he's ready. Yes, we have him. Hey, man, how are you? Welcome to the MJ show. I'm doing good, man.
Thank you for
So
having me. Thank you.
before we get chatting, like I told you, I told all of you this personally on DM when we spoke earlier today. I love your music. I just told that to Stu, but I got to tell you as well. I think it's great
Thank
what
you.
you guys have done. Really, really cool stuff. So tell me about your journey. So it began with you and Rajan, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Just give me a second. Yeah.
Internet scenes, internet scenes. Okay, there you go. Sorted.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think in 2015 is when Rajan and I met through a common friend, and they wanted me to produce something for them, which didn't work out. Like Stu just said the story. So and then Rajan sang this tune to me, and I was like, I love this tune. So I did a bit of a scratch for him, and sent it across to him. He went to his place in Delhi, and then he calls me and he's like, "Man, I love that scratch. It sounds so good, and I have a diary full of like songs I've written. So would you want to collaborate?" And and I don't know what it was in me, and I was just like, his style is so different from mine, but there's just something so cool when it comes together, and I was like, you know what, let's do it. Let's collaborate. And
That's really cool.
from that day to this day, yeah, and then with the other boys coming in, Pani coming in, Sahil coming in, Stu coming in, and we actually never expected the band to like become a thing, like this. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So
It's surreal.
what's the kind of music you were listening to? What's the kind of music you were making before the Yellow Diary? Because I have an idea of what Stu was doing. What were you doing?
I actually I had focused a lot of my attention into trying to become a sound engineer. In when I just started, because I actually completed my graduation in mechanical engineering, like production engineering. So and then I was like, I want to get into music, but like I had no kind of understanding of the industry or any contacts or anything of the sort. So for me, from engineering, the most stable jump was sound engineering. So then I did like a course in sound engineering, and started kind of trying to learn that. And then actually I worked with this composer called Lalit Pandit for a while. And I joined as his engineer, but I ended up doing a lot of like scratch tracks for him, and then I just like kept doing like scratch after scratch, and I realized that what I'm doing is called like music production also. Like I didn't even know that back then. And then eventually I was like, you know what, I think this is what I really want to do. So started taking up freelance projects and like doing like background score for friends and stuff like that. And then I just realized that okay, I just kept doing my own thing. My stuff has never been like in one genre, honestly. I just like honestly just whatever I'm feeling at the moment, just make stuff like that. And I think that's also working for the band as a whole, because everyone is kind of like that. Everyone does their own thing, and everyone's own thing just makes it like a cohesive thing.
No, and I love that about the band because the best part is I can't put a finger and say that it's just this genre, that it's rock or it's Sufi or it's this or that. It's a beautiful amalgamation of a lot of really really cool sounds and a lot of great influences, because I can see visually, I see things like alternative rock influences. I can see, like, especially your videos where you're just performing in front of a lit up screen, or you got some
Yeah.
lights. And I love Mars where you've just got yellow as a highlight. I thought everything about the video production also was so cool, was so interesting, that it made me realize that, okay, this is a band that just wants to make great music. It's not about trying to fit it into a specific genre. So, you know what? Is your keyboard in front of you? Is it plugged in right now, or is it
Yep.
you're plugged in? So, why don't you for everybody play us one of the songs of the band that you really like, maybe a little bit of it, and tell me a little bit behind the story of the making of that song. I leave it up to you. You choose the song and tell me a little bit about it.
So I really enjoy playing Dheere Se because like I have like my OP1 here, which is like a little sequencer, so I can play like a little groove of it. But Dheere Se actually came from I was sitting around. I keep doing this when I go on YouTube and try to learn like just like more keyboard skills and just like try to understand stuff. So I was fooling around with this riff. So I showed that riff to Rajan, and he was like, it really spoke to him in a way where he started imagining himself like I think on a balcony with it raining and like a coffee cup in his hand, and he kind of started thinking about all these different moments that form like one intimate moment. And that Rajan is just a genius, man. He'll like catch a thought and he just like flies with it. So he just kept writing, and we just kept layering stuff down, and yeah, that's what the song came about. We actually sat on the song for really long till like our like super able team at Sony was like, you guys should release the song, and we were like, really? We don't know, but they were like, trust us, you should release the song. So then we went back, reworked, and put it out. But let me play a bit of Dheere Se for you.
Yeah, man.
Can you hear clearly?
Yep. Very cool, man. That was fantastic. And I gotta tell you, when you picked Dheere Se, I was super happy because I've been listening to your songs all day long today, and that was one of my favorite songs too. I love Dheere Se. I love the Nusrat Saab song that you guys have covered. I of course love Rab Rakha and Dhoonti Pra, but there was something about Dheere Se which I really loved. And when you said that your label told you that you should put it out, great choice by Sony Music. This was an awesome song to get out. So, hey man, congratulations on all the success and love that you guys are getting. But now, considering you've got about 10 minutes per person, let's get Rajan on and let's find out a little bit about his story as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for talking to me. And like I told Stu, I'm looking forward to watching you guys perform live sometime soon. Hopefully, this quarantine will end, and I'll get to see you guys perform live here in Mumbai sometime soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man. We can't wait to go back on stage.
I can imagine.
I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to let Rajan
see
come
you.
on.
Let's get Rajan on.
Yeah,
bye. So that was a little bit Himanshu. I feel a little incomplete right now because I want to spend more time with each of these guys. But like Stu told you at the very start, we got about 59 minutes. And the idea today was to have all 5 of the band members, on the episode today, one by one. So right now you're going to get about 10 minutes with each of them. Hopefully we got Rajan connected in. And Rajan should be with us any second now. Is he on? Do we have him? Oh yeah, here we have him.
What's
hey,
up?
Man, how are you?
What's up? I am really good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Where are you sitting? Your sound is kick-ass right now. You feel like there's a
Really?
reverb machine on your phone right now.
So I'm at my best friend's place and they have this yoga room of sorts. So it's a little empty and it's nice and I really like the reverb here. So I was like, I'm going to use this spot.
But so I found out a little bit right now from Stu and Himanshu about how the band began and how you and Himanshu got together and the journey from there. But with you, I wanna get straight into the music because I spoke right now with Himanshu about how much I love your videos, not just the storytelling videos like Rab Rakha, but even the cool in studio videos, because the vibe I got was very you two. And I was just telling your manager Tanmay a little while ago that after I heard you guys, I was as excited as I was when I first heard Kings of Leon's that album Only by the Night, which was incredible. Like when I heard that, I wanted to hear it over and over again because every song had a really, really cool vibe to it. And that's what I get when I listen to your music. And I thought even visually what you guys have done with all of the videos is fantastic. So, let's get into the music straight up. And let's start off with the song, like I told you, which I love the most, Rab Rakha. And I spoke, like I told Stu, with Akasa about the version that you did with her, which is beautiful in itself. But I want to talk about your version of it and the story behind the song. What brought the song about?
So, it's a very, really fast running life that we live, right? So then there are times when you get out of this bubble that you have always been in with your family and stuff, where they've kept you protected, and then there comes a time when you go out and start to explore life. This is when you realize that there is so much new stuff waiting for you to explore. But it's like very recently, I for some reason I had this metaphor in my mind where when you construct a building, let's say you construct a house, and you want to, you've created a base, a base of people who love you, who probably root for you every time, and the people that you love, that's your base. And then when you have to start constructing a building over it, you have to believe that this base will stand strong. You have to believe it, and then you start building up the other floors, right? So there comes a point when you have to believe and have to let go of the idea of the fact that you belong to the base only, and then you have to start working. So that's very similar to how life is, where you have to realize, at one point you realize that, to move forward, I have to believe that these people who I love, these things that I've achieved, I'm going to stay just as attached as I am, but at the same time I have to move forward. I have to add to this list, right? So there's a belief that, there's somebody up there, whoever, God or an energy or whatever you believe in, and that thing is keeping all of these people, all of this base protected. And that is the idea behind Rab Rakha.
क्या बात है, बहुत ही beautiful. This is such a lovely thought, and I know as urban kids, I mean, all of us, we are extremely comfortable talking in English as we are doing in this interview as well. But I love how beautifully you write, man. And, in Punjabi. What are the primary languages that you think in when you are writing?
So the thing is, I'm a Sardar kid, so there has been a lot of Punjabi जो मेरे घर पे बोलते हैं सब. Hindi, of course, because I'm from Delhi, and Hindi is our primarily like spoken language. And I mean, I think I'm not too good in Punjabi when it comes to speaking Punjabi. I'm not fabulous, but since I've heard these people talking in Punjabi so much, I think somewhere in my subconscious it has kind of gotten registered in a certain way. And while I was trying to understand my sound and who I am and how do I want to kind of express myself as a musician, I realized that I have to stay. How can I stay like the most transparent to how I think? So there are melodies that when I start to write on them, I think in a certain language. For example, Bawri Chori, when I was writing about it, the idea that came to me, I mean, the things and the situations it was associated with were very, they had a Marwadi touch to it. So for some reason, I made sure I gave the writing a little, that sort of a touch. Rab Rakha, because the phrase Rab Rakha is said a lot in Punjabi. कि यार सारे याद रब रखा, यार जो भी होगा चल रब रखा. A lot of people say it. So the whole thought only came to me in Punjabi. Same as with Mars, where I wanted to write it, but the whole idea was coming to me in that language. But at the same time, Dheere Se is a thought that while Himanshu was playing and I was thinking about it, the language that I was thinking in was Hindi. And so I try and stay true to it as much as I can. And I think for me, I've been lucky enough that they've made sense.
नहीं यार, बहुत ही अच्छा है. I think when you sing in Hindi, Punjabi, क्या होता है, लोग immediately connect करते हैं तुम्हारे music के साथ. When you're performing anywhere in this country, कितना भी हम English music, like I'm an English music lover, I have an English rock and roll band, but I recognize very clearly the necessity to connect with the mass in the language that they are most comfortable with. तो automatically तुम लोग जो गाने हैं immediately दिल को छू जाते हैं और लोग कहते हैं कि यार ये गाना मेरा हो गया, अभी ये गाना मेरा हो गया, मैं इसके साथ आइडेंटिफाई कर सकता हूँ. And that is the greatest joy that you can have as a singer, as a songwriter. I think
sure thing.
इतना प्यार मिला है तुमको, I think it's unbelievable and it's very well deserved because इतना बढ़िया गाना लिखा है तुम लोगों ने, इतना. And I know you said this to me in private that it's not just you, it's the band that comes together and puts the melodies and the arrangements and everything together. But that's the beauty of a band. It's not just one guy driving it. It's this beautiful connection that happens when 4 or 5 or whatever number of musicians get together and form a band together. And the magic that you get out of everybody's individualities is amazing. And I think you guys have a great combination going on together. So before I talk to you about any other song, can we hear you sing a little bit of Rab Rakha?
Sure. ढूंढदा फिजा नी मैं भागदा फिजा मैं नैया बेपरवाह बस खुदी मेरी ढूंढदा फिजा नी मैं ते सारियां दा रब रखा वे सारियां दा रब रखा सारियां दा रब रखा वे सारियां दा रब रखा.
क्या बात है, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Because I've been doing so many shows back to back, there might be a few people who might hear me say this thing for the second time, and I'm just saying this for the second time because I've been watching American Idol, okay, and I love watching that show. And I love something that Lionel Richie says to certain singers. Like, there's something called instant identity in your voice, and you've got a very different voice compared to anybody else right now in the scene. And the moment anybody hears you, you go on stage within 10 seconds of you opening up your mouth, people know it's you. And I think got that going for you as well, man. It's such a different sound, and it's not the typical the Bollywood sound, and there is nobody in the indie space singing like you either. So that's awesome, man. I really, really love what you're doing.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You know, it
Thank you.
seems like I'm gushing a little more than usual today, but because for me as a music listener as well, it's such a nice thing when I find a band that I can genuinely get behind. So, you know, while you may feel that I'm praising you guys a lot, I don't often do this. It's not like every guest who comes. I mean, I love everybody whom I get on my show, but I don't get this excited because for me, as a music discovery person or a music lover, it's great to find a band that I can say, okay, I'm going to be following them for the next 10 years and I want to see what the progression of their music, like I did. I'll give you an example. I love John Mayer and I've loved everything that he's done from his first album to where he's at right now.
Dude, that guy's
There's like a different spectrum of music that he's released over the last
sure thing.
And I can't wait to see what you guys do as well. I'm excited about you guys.
Man, honored,
So now
honored. Thank you so
no,
much.
man, no, I mean that. I mean that. Now tell me a little bit about any other song that we've not spoken about yet, which means a lot to you. You know, and I also want to ask you about why you chose to do a Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Saab song as a part of your EP. So tell me about that and about a song that you love.
So, so the thing with Tereja Horzista is that, you know, we were thinking of doing an Instagram activity where we were like, chal, this is, you know, social media, we wanted to engage people right when we were beginning and stuff. And we were like, chalo, why don't we do one thing? Why don't we create like a certain parallel for people to kind of compare us in the sense that, not compare, but like understand what are we trying to do with our sound? Who are we and what are we bringing to the table? So we were thinking about what is that one song that we can pick because it's Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Saab. It's you know what I mean? It's not a good idea usually. So then we were listening to, I remember I've heard this Nescafe Basement version of this song where these amazing set of musicians did their own version of that song. And I was floored. I was like, man, this is genius. So then I was like, okay, if these guys have picked it and they've given it their own thought, what do we think about it? You know, especially because I've heard somebody do it. Usually people don't really try, you know, much of that stuff. They might cover it in a certain way, but they don't give it their own perspective so much. But we were like, chalo, this is one thing that kind of seems like people have tried giving it a certain perspective and people have accepted also. And it wouldn't be wrong if I say that, you know what, because we've heard it in a different perspective also, we could feel like we can give it another sort of a gist, sort of an idea. So then we were just like figuring out, okay, yaar, Instagram ke liye to matlab 1 minute we have to create and we kind of got that idea done. And we sent it to Sony and the team that manages us. And we were like, guys, this is what we want to put out on Instagram. The next message we get is, wait, don't do anything. And yeah, but for the first few minutes, we were like, But I think we've realized with time that the people that we work with in Sony, they're these really intelligent people in terms of what they say and what they've experienced. So we went ahead with their idea and we saw it, you know, with our own eyes, how you know, experienced they actually are in terms of what they want to put out and how will it work. And they're so data driven and everything. So it kind of makes sense, you know, for us to kind of, you know, make sure that we listen to them in a certain way. So that was the idea behind Horzista.
Yeah. You know what? I was just telling Tanmay, your guy at Sony, that it's beautiful to see this happen. You know, it's very seldom that we see a band being in sync with the label and actually saying positive, good things about the label. And, you know, I know that you would see this even if they were not watching. If you and I were just talking on the phone, I can see how sincere you are about your praise for Sony Music. And I've got nothing but love and respect for everybody at Sony Music for, you know, for nurturing you guys and for giving you the right kind of platform to get your music out to the world. And I hope it just keep growing bigger and bigger. So, I loved your version I have the worst memory with what it's Tere Jaya Hor Disda, right?
Hor Dista, yeah.
Kika. So I loved your version of that because I've obviously heard Nusratji's version of it, and I've heard a couple of other versions. But this was so cool. It was so groovy. I loved how you guys, and like I said, I love the videos that you guys make. It was such a minimalistic video, but it was still so perfect for the song. I thought it was really, really cool. But now, before we get your next band member on, I told you apart from this song, which was not your song, tell me. By the way, I gotta also tell everybody watching right now what he just said makes so much sense. All your favorite bands, the Beatles, Metallica, think of any band that you can think of. They started off by doing covers so that people could recognize what's the space that they want to be in. Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, everybody did covers of songs. They made the songs their own. That was the most important part. And I thought you did that with this song. You made the song your own, and you told your audience that, hey, this is the kind of space that we're going to be in. This is a song that you already know, but listen to what else that we're going to come out with. So that was awesome. And I can see Sanskriti here saying, sing it, sing it. Okay, let's hear you sing a little bit of it. We've got enough time for both your other band members as well.
Okay. Give mukde to nazra hatawa, give mukde to nazra hatawa, nahi tere jaya hor disda, nahi tere jaya hor disda. Dil karda main tenu vekhi jawa, Dil karda main tenu vekhi jawa, nahi tere jaya hor disda, nahi tere jaya hor disda.
That was awesome, man. So you know what?
Thank you.
We can tag on to the next person from the band who's coming in. So tell me about a song which you want. Who's coming up next, by the way?
I think it's Pani.
Okay.
Pani.
So tell me the song that I should get him to talk about. What do you enjoy?
Pani.
The most.
So I tell you what, the song that I was going to talk about, and we don't really use. Usually we talk about Bunyad, then we talk about Mars and Rab Rakha, and all of these songs that they've proven their metal in terms of how people feel about them. But there's this one song that is very, very close to me, which is it's called Afzai. And that song comes from a very, very I'd sort of an experience which was very, 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 very close to my heart in a certain way. And there's a part in that song that Pani plays. He plays a solo in it, and I think it's ridiculous. It's insane. The way he's written that solo is pure genius, and I think every time I remember that the whole tour when we were playing it for all over the country. Every time he'd play that solo, I'd leave everything and I'd be jumping around this guy, and we'd be like twinning in our jumping and playing the solo, and I'll be like trying to imitate him and stuff. Dude, that part is pure genius. So if you talk to Pani about this for sure. Probably make him play this.
100%. So let's get Pani on. Let's talk to him. And man, thank you so much for coming and chatting.
Pleasure.
I'm proud to listen to a lot more of your music.
Sure thing.
Before you leave, tell something to everybody. A lot of your fans are watching in and they've been saying some really, really nice things. You want to give a shout out on behalf of your band to everybody watching right now?
To be honest, everybody who's watching right now, I was thinking about it yesterday, how these people have become like a protective shield. Whenever we go live, whenever we want to talk to people, whenever we want to express a certain feeling, we know that there'd be somebody listening. And I think that's a beautiful feeling, especially because in times like these also, I think it's very important to have somebody you can talk to. And I think we're only blessed that we have people like our listeners today who are always there to kind of help us, protect us, support us in every way, and love us in so many different ways in terms of how they listen to our music, how they grasp it, how they probably do their own versions of those things. It's beautiful. So thank you so much for everybody who's been supporting us. Thank you so much for even supporting us today here with Mihir. Bro, you thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be talking to you.
Pleasure to have you on
Uh,
the show, man. So, best of luck. Take care of yourself. Stay home. Stay safe during this lockdown. And I wish you guys get back on road as soon as possible.
right back at you.
Rock and roll,
Cheers,
man.
man.
See you.
Bye. Bye. Take
Let's get
care.
Pani on. Let me have a chat with him now. All right, so we've got 3 members down, 2 more to go, and about 18 minutes left in this live session. Because, like Stu reminded you at the very start, at 59 minutes and like some 55 seconds, Instagram shuts shit down. But let's get Pani on next. Let's see if he's logged in. Looks like he is, and we are ready to get him on. By the way, for everybody who's joined us right now, thank you very, very much. Hey, here we go. How are you doing,
What's
my
up,
friend?
man? Very good,
Good to
Mihir.
see
How
you.
are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So you got a hot tag right now from Rajan, and he told you the song that you should be talking about right now is Abzai. Let's talk about that, but then also tell me about your experience of playing with Yellow Diary. And I want to know about where your personal influences come from, because when I see you perform in your videos, it is awesome, man. You're like an old school rock and roll guy. So before we actually talk about Abzai, tell me what's the music you grew up listening to?
Okay, so initially I was a metalhead. I've grown up listening to Linkin Park. Alter Bridge is my all-time favorite band. Porcupine Tree, Rage Against the Machine, Tool, Dream Theater, Death. These are all the bands that I have. I am an indie guy as well, so I'm a part. I was a part of. I still am a part of the scene, and my heart is always. My heart is always with the scene, man. So yeah, those are the sort of bands that I grew up listening to. A lot of local bands, TR, Scribe, Behemoth, Zero, Avial, Junkyard Groove. These are the bands who have been the biggest inspiration.
Very cool, man. So now tell me a little bit about Afzai. He told me that, Rajan said that he loves the solo that you made on that. So, when you are working with this band, obviously the bands that you mentioned right now are not even remotely close to the space that you are now in. So, how does your mind translate all your experiences, all your influences, and all the love that you had for the kind of music that you grew up on and the kind of music that you heard? How do you translate it to the Yellow Diary? How does it fit in?
Sure. So the thing is that I think what my music is an amalgamation of all of this, and I think it's kind of a Frankenstein that has come out of all of this. But I believe in one thing that no matter how heavy the music is, melody is always key. And that is something that I always believe in for any kind of music that I listen to. Obviously, like you want to unwind and listen to some heavy stuff as well when you wish to. But the point is that melody is king. Melody comes above anything else, and obviously it's the emotion that counts with any kind of music. So, for example, with Afzai. Obviously people can listen to it and they can understand what the song is talking about, but essentially it's a story of an underdog, and I think that is something that I could always relate to, and that's where I think the solo came from, towards the end, because there's you can obviously make things very complicated, but it's a very simple, straightforward solo. It actually took me one entire day to come up with that. Yeah, but yeah, what I ended up with was much simpler than all the other options that I had, because that is the one that seemed right. So yeah, that's basically my philosophy.
Very cool, man. And so for you, now that is Rajan's favorite song that you performed. But for you as a guitar player, when you listen to the songs that your band has made, and then when you get to perform them on stage or when you make the videos, what's the song you had the most fun on?
Honestly, it's very difficult to choose. I'm not giving a diplomatic answer because every song actually invokes something in you, and honestly, it's very difficult to choose because those songs are equally close. Obviously, you feel differently towards each song, but I think uh, the feeling is the same. So it's very difficult to choose actually from anyone.
I accept that answer. I accept that answer. But okay, so is there a song where, which was the first Yellow Diary song where you had fans writing to you asking you, sir, can we get the tabs for this or can we get the chords? Which song did that happen on?
That actually happened with, I think that happened with Mars. That happened with Mars, but and it has also happened a lot with Rab Rakha. But the first time it has happened with Mars. But obviously Afzai and Rab Rakha are close second when it comes to tabs and chords. Get a lot of business for those.
And how does it feel, man? How does it feel knowing that there are a lot of young kids out there, guitar players who are learning your solos, who are trying to imitate your solos note by note, and trying to figure out how you played a certain song. How does it feel, and how does it feel performing these kind of people on stage?
Uh, Dude, the feeling is unreal because a decade ago I was the same person who used to listen to not only international bands but also local bands and transcribing their solos and just to be on the other side. Honestly, I'm just living my dream, man. And
That was awesome.
yeah, it's seriously, you cannot describe that feeling, honestly.
That's fantastic, man. So have you been working on some new songs right now? This entire what do you call it, lockdown period.
Obviously, see, the way we work is actually, it's highly collaborative. So we obviously feed off each other's energies within the room. Uh, but uh, but yeah, with the band, obviously we have taken a bit of a break, and we're just waiting for the lockdown to get done so that we can get back to doing that. Another reason for that is because we have a lot of songs where before every release the biggest dilemma is which one to actually release. So there are a bunch of songs, and it's just a matter of time, when to put it out. We actually
Brilliant, because
during a live show we actually play a lot of those unreleased songs as well. It's like a litmus test for us, and yeah, accordingly we decide what to release.
that's a great answer, because I know somebody just asked, happy.wave6 just asked, songs coming. So there you go. You know that there are new songs coming. And listen, I would have loved to chat much longer with each of you. But we've got about 10 minutes to go. So let's get Sahil
Sure.
on. Let's find out a
Sure,
little bit
man.
about Sahil's journey as well. But hey, man, take care
All
of
right.
yourself and keep
Cheers,
making
man.
awesome music. See you. Bye.
Cheers, dude. Bye.
And we're going to get Sahil on in just a little while. Hey, are you guys enjoying this? Are you having a good time listening to a little bit of a little bit from each member of the Yellow Diary? Let me know. So this video, like I said, or like I always say, stays on Instagram for a little while, but this is going to go up on the MJ Show YouTube channel tomorrow. So go subscribe to it right now so that you can catch if you missed out any part of it. If you just want to watch it again, share it with other people. Tell other people about your favorite band. You can do that by subscribing to the MJ Show, subscribe to the Yellow Diary, and of course go and subscribe to Sony Music India, because they've got some great music happening. Now let's see, let's get Sahil on. I think Sahil's just gonna come on his. So he's gonna be like the maverick right now. He's gonna say like forget everything. I'm not gonna go on the Yellow Diary handle because Sahil plays drums is coming
Hey
directly
man,
from
hey man,
Sahil's handle. How you
what's
doing,
up? What's
man?
up? I'm good. I'm good. How you been, buddy?
I've
All
been
okay?
good. Yeah, man, been good, and
Awesome.
I had a great time chatting to four of your bandmates. We're gonna end off
Absolutely.
of the MJ show with you. So, man, before we get into specifics, how does it feel being a part of this band? Let's start with something as simple and generic as that, because I want to know how each of you feels being a part of something which is really making an impact in the music scene right now.
All right. So for me, like, I'll be very honest with you. Like, I'm not sure if the boys also know about this, but like when Himanshu and Rajan put out Mars and Pani also, when they put out Mars, and then they also put out Bauri Chori in like the next 2-3 months. And that time I was not a part of the band, and Himanshu and I were really good friends since a while. I mean, we have been friends since a while. So I used to download their songs and like hear them on my own at home. Like that was me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, "Kitna mast band hai." I wish if I could get to play for them at some point. And deep, like back in the head, I had that thought that Himanshu is a friend of mine. So if he needs a drummer, I'm pretty sure he's gonna call me types. And when he actually did, and I was just like, "Ooh, yes, this is it." So for me, very frankly, it was like playing for a band that you are a fan of. Do you know what
That's awesome.
yeah. So for me, in the beginning phase, it was that. So I'm just very happy that I'm getting to share, like I'm getting to be a part of this journey that the band is, set themselves on. And after a point, everything just becomes like a bonus. I'd say like in my mind, I just wanted to play one show with them, and now I'm a part of this, and we are like going to different places, playing shows and stuff. So like for me, it's just been like a bonus, frankly.
That's fabulous, man. That's really, really cool. So, and like I asked Pani, right, what's the kind of music that you grew up on? Is this the space that you were also into growing up?
Yes, in fact, alt rock as a genre was like the first time I like got into the first time I properly heard drums was in bands like Limp Bizkit, Incubus, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Linkin Park. So those are the bands that I kind of grew up playing drums to, And then after a point, like once I took up drumming seriously, my influences grew a lot. I got heavily into jazz, hip hop, R&B, prog rock also for a while. I got into those things. But like somewhere down the line, like the groove and the heart and the soul was always in like playing open hi-hat and playing simple, loud grooves. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and that somehow really cohesively fit with what the band was doing in some way. So, I mean, I guess it just fortunately worked out, I'd say.
That's nice, but I got a smile on my face because of the comments that we just saw right now. This is Garba also. D Shah 1525 and Hiloni 03 is said that, and I was
Oh,
like, wow,
God.
okay, that's
Man.
interesting. And when we're wrong, before we actually talk more about it, I got to tell you, man, we've got some awesome people who've been commenting since we started off. Hey, Yash Narvekar is here, and he says you're the best drummer we got. Hey, Yash Narvekar, we're going to get you on the show next week. We'll talk about Yash's journey separately, but good to see you here. There is Bajewala, there is Dhani, who's here with us. There is
Yeah, that's
Anna.
yeah.
There is Anna Semblage. I'm sure I'm getting your name right. I'm just going to call you Anna. Thank you, Mihir, for taking the time to do this, connecting us closer to the things that bring us so much love and joy is what we need right now. That's the whole idea of doing this lockdown season of the MJ show, as I call it. The idea is to get you, to forget about the lockdown, forget about the quarantine, and just find out a little bit more about the people that you love. And listen, it's quite evident
Absolutely.
that people love what you guys are doing, which is awesome.
For
So
sure,
now I
man.
want to
For
find
sure.
out about what you love when you are performing on stage. Like I asked the rest of your bandmates, what's the one song that you really get into when you are performing live with the Yellow Diary?
Okay, I'm sorry, your like the network cut, but are you asking me which song I really like playing live? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a whole list. But there are certain sections in certain songs that you really want to play. I really like all the in inhibitions, just like all those chains are lost and you just go for it. For me, that song would be Kashmir. I feel like there's something really powerful in that song, and when the chorus kind of hits, I just have the best time playing that song. So
That's
that's the
awesome,
song.
man.
Yeah.
That is great. And you know what I love about this conversation is that we pretty much gone through all the songs that you guys have released a little by little. We found out a little bit about Bauri Chori. We found out about Mars, Kashmir, Tera Jaya Hor Tisda, then Dheere Se. I don't think we spoke about Bunyad, but we'll talk about that the next time we meet. Of course, Afzai and Rab Rakha and Dhoonti Fira, we definitely talked about. I know you're getting internet issues right now. Even I am not getting you clearly, but we're almost running out of time. So before we get out of here, I want to remind everybody else, please follow the Yellow Diary and all of these fantastic musicians individually on Instagram. Follow them on YouTube and check out their songs on the Sony Music YouTube channel as well. Keep watching their live shows whenever they are performing in your city. Go watch them, buy a ticket, go and see them perform live because they're absolutely fantastic. And like I said, go and subscribe to the MJ Show. Hit the bell icon so you can watch this interview tomorrow when we put it out. And please, internet, do not fuck this up and make me lose this interview. But hey, man, thank you so much for chatting with me. I had a great time.
Yeah, likewise. I can say this on behalf of the band that thank you for having us on the show. You did a great job with hosting us, and hope get through this whole bad phase right now, and once we're out there, we can hit the road once again and do a show for all of us.
Man.
So hopefully. Yeah. All right.
Rock and roll. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, hoping that happens for you guys as soon as possible. Take care of yourself. Stay home, stay safe, and I'll see you all after the lockdown's done. I want to, you know what, even if you're not performing live, if you're jamming at a jam room somewhere, making some music, I'm going to call you guys and come and jump in and listen to you guys perform sometime soon. So I'll see you as soon as possible when you guys are all back in Mumbai. Take care of yourself.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Sure.
See you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
End of a fabulous session with 5 members of the Yellow Diary. Brilliant band, and they deserve all the love and success that they are getting. So make sure, like I said, follow them on social media. But for tonight, that is pretty much all the time we have for now. Again, I feel terrible that Priya Saraya's in chat with me is not going to be up tomorrow on YouTube. At least not in any way that I can think of, unless somebody actually recorded it and is going to send it to me. And this one hopefully will be on YouTube tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow night with 2 more fantastic guests. And what is the date? Like, man, the days are like mixing into from one to the other. So right now, let me just look it up because I have the worst memory in the world. Today's Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday. And oh yeah, I've got another fantastic lyricist joining me at 9 p.m. I've got Manoj Yadav, and at 8 p.m. I've got Manoj Yadav, and at 9 p.m. I've got actress Ruhi Singh. So that's going to happen tomorrow. And on Saturday, I have Prajakta Shukre and Benny Dayal. For everybody who's joined me, thank you very, very much. DP, Harsh, Veena. I am the musical soul. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed this. Take care of yourself, guys. Follow me on Instagram as well. And I'll see you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. with Manoj Yadav. Good night. Take care and stay safe.